All right, chat. How you doing? Hope everyone's doing well. It's been a while, right? It's been a while since we played. I think my last stream on this channel was Tuesday, so it's kind of a long time. Kind of weird, I'm not gonna lie. But excited to be back here. We're continuing Arkham Horror. What is this campaign called? The Edge of the Earth. I always forget that, right? I can never remember quite what that's called. I don't know why. It's just one of those weird things. But I'm just getting some final things set up. Here we go. Hey, Istari, how you doing? Hopefully you're doing well today. Get that set up. All right, so yeah, we're doing this campaign. I'm excited to keep going along. I had to reset up the original campaign, which was kind of a pain. I should have just played this scenario right afterward, but it looks kind of long, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm excited to dive in. I guess really quick, we'll talk about, obviously below there's a ton of different things you can check out with links and deck lists and all that fun stuff. One of the more exciting things that we'll talk about really fast is after Christmas, things on this stream are going to change a little bit. We're going to do some more unique, interesting, different things. I'm switching on the back end, different platforms. I use a certain stream software. I'm switching just to plain old OBS. I'm redoing a lot of things. I'm making it less all this stuff around here. I'm doing less of this stuff because it just, I want a simpler, cleaner look. And we're gonna do some other stuff too. We're gonna obviously still stream board games, but after the fact or before it, we're gonna hang out for a bit, you know, relax. And I have some ideas for some creative ways to do scenarios and stuff, at least for like picking different heroes instead of me just picking a random one. I think I have some ideas. So we'll get more into that after Christmas, but I just want to give you all a heads up on that. So let's head straight to the table and let's start doing this. All right, so here's our setup. I repositioned my camera. Where's my hands? This way. Yeah, it's this way. So I can try to get more of this stuff on screen. This is also a very big scenario. So just so you know, we have our agenda and act card over here. We have our whatever that card is. I don't even know what that's called. We have that over there. We have our deck over here. We have the map. We kind of shrunk this middle part and I kind of shoved everything up. So there are tokens everywhere to explain what's going on, but we'll get through it. So let me just finish shuffling this up really fast. Our camp is the Snow Graves down here at the very bottom. So that is where we're starting. That now, let us read what we gotta do. So according to this book, there's two different ways to set up the scenario, one from scratch, one just playing afterwards. So this is from scratch. Gather all the cards from the following decks. They're all gathered, just have to trust me. Build an agenda deck 4 through 6 and act 2. All right. In the ice and death section of the campaign log, find each location under locations revealed, put them into play. So again, if you remember from the last stream, these technically aren't supposed to be out there yet. I'm supposed to like keep putting them out as I find them or whatever, but I didn't do that. I just have them face down. I just tried to ignore them. I just didn't want to make a map as I was playing. So they're just still there hanging out. Oh, actually, you put them into play now, unrevealed. So that's good. All right, so we have to make a deck of possessed enemies. So our 3 MIA, missing in action, other adventurers are James Cookie Fredericks, Dr. Amy Kensler, and Avery Claypool. So we're going to shuffle them up. And we're going to set these enemies face down. Now, the rest of them are here at a play. I don't think they get played at all. I'm not 100% sure. But we'll see. So they are there. Now, we find story cards, which look like this, same exact backs. And we're going to shuffle them up. And then we keep adding them until we have 9 cards total. So we add 6 more cards. And then we're going to hide them under the cards out here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll put those face down in a play out there. And then we'll shuffle up these. Then what we do is put them on the uncharted locations around here. So they're kind of in the corners of the map, right? There's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. So luckily, I can kind of get to most of them pretty easily from where I am. I mean, I guess you really could anywhere, but yeah, I feel like this won't be too bad. So we'll start on the bottom. Snowgraves. Put a face down one there. Put a face down one under Broad Snowdrifts. Put a face down one under Crystalline Cavern. Remnants of Lake's Camp. Icebreaker Landing up here. Icy Waste get one. Hopefully you can kind of see those. They're a little tough. Frigid Cave gets one. Rocky Crags gets one. Oh, and Barrier Camp right in the middle here gets one. So I know some of them are off screen. I'll try to call them out what's left. Alright, so we have that, which was kind of the one setup thing I wanted to do on camera. The other thing I have to do is... I never read the story. I should read the story too. First thing we have to do is take one of these ice tokens and put it into our chaos bag. So that is now in there. Alright, so we have to read the passage that corresponds to characters not missing. Now, I have the app of this game, so I have it under there. So we have to read Professor Dryer's thing, and just this top one. So William Dryer is alive and not missing. This is Professor Lake's team all over again, Dyer grumbles. When we first lost contact with them, we assumed it was the weather, but his gaze, cold and dead, meets yours. We know better now, don't we? At least I thought we did. If Professor Dyer is chosen to accompany the investigator in this game, he enters play with one additional secret. I did pick him. That's fun. I actually picked him ahead of time, too. Alright, so we have our bad deck up here that goes into our player cards. It's already shuffled. So that's up there. Shuffle the remainder of the encounter cards, and we are good to go. So he gets one additional secret. So he has 4 right now, which is fun. I didn't even think about that. I just picked him because he could heal. I felt like last time I needed to heal more. I mean, you know, that's how I died. Alright, then we'll shuffle the bad cards, and I think we're going to be all set. Alright. But yeah, so Istari, how you doing? How's everything going? Hopefully it's well. Hopefully you had a good weekend. And you are ready for the upcoming week. Alright. That's shuffled. I think we are all set. Let me shuffle one more time. And then we'll do a draw. Oh, so the other thing I'll mention though is all the locations that were already faced up the previous game, they get their tokens back on. So, oh, and I'll read the cards really fast. Agenda 4A. A harsh wind blows. Several of your party have mysteriously vanished in the night without a sign of struggle. You can only assume they left on their own accord, but why? And it gets 5 bad stuff to move on. Doom. I know words. Doom. And the other one, the Lost Expedition. So there's only one card, which is interesting. But you set out in search of the missing team members. Hope to find them before daybreak. So we can, at our location, spend 1 clue as a group. Draw the encounter card beneath your location. Cool. If you're at camp, you can resign. Turn in for night. Objective is to find as many missing expedition members as you can, add into the victory display, and heading back to the camp before daybreak. If each undefeated investigator has resigned, advance. Simple enough. Oh yeah, I went back and I rewatched some of it. I was like, this is not great, because I didn't remember what was going on. Truth be told, so I was kind of forgetting a bunch. Leave that bag over there. Yeah, I was kind of forgetting what was going on. So it was, first scenario was rough. It was really rough. This campaign has been really, but it's not been rough. It just, I played poorly. I think I did some poor things. But so far, I like this idea of like all these different allies and stuff. I think it's pretty cool. Pretty unique and interesting. So, alrighty. So, I think we're all set. I think we're good to go. So, let's go. Let's go, chat. Let's draw our opening hand. 2, 4, 5. All right. I have Chaos, Perception, 2 bad cards, which we don't get. So we draw 2 more up there. Background. Oh, okay. Okay. So Eye of Chaos, Perception, Second Wind, Healing Words, Clarity of Mind. I actually kind of like a lot of this stuff because we can heal. We can heal damage and horror. Fantastic. I guess I should put these more up here. Eye of Chaos. We can investigate using what is that? We need the words out there because I forget what they're called because I'm terrible. Willpower. Which could be interesting. Perception can help with clues. You know, I like this. Shuffle these bad cards back in. There are so many bad cards from that, whatever that deck is called. Bad card deck that you get. I think I had like 4 or 5 in the first game. It was rough. I'm not thrilled about that. Alrighty. So, we're in our first location. Basically, we are just trying to find three dudes. Or, not, they're all not dudes. 3 people, right? Trying to find 3 people. And I guess then we have to take them out, right? Oh, we have to like parlay with them, I think. Interesting. Yeah, I think we have to parlay with them. Ooh, I don't love that. So let's see. Snowgraves is a 3 shroud. We're working with 3 right now. I kind of like the idea of Eye of Chaos, but that's like a lot to spend right off the bat. The reason being is we can do it with the other thing, but we can get 2 clues, which could be good. If we go like here, which is cheap. All right, so let's do one. Let's do a check right now with intellect. We're gonna spend a card for 2. With our 2 plus our 1, so we have 3, 4, 5 in total versus a shroud of 3. Let's see what it is. Minus 1. All right, 1 clue. So far, so good. So now we could spend this clue to check out this card and see what's underneath, which honestly might not be a terrible idea. Well, if it's an enemy, we have to start fighting. Well, we're a pretty good fighter, and we have tons of ways to heal. All right, let's do it. It doesn't use an action, which is nice. So let's spend the clue. Let's see this card. Hey, Dr. Amy Kensler, that's awesome. So we could parlay a 2. What is that? Willpower? Intellect. 2 willpower to convince Dr. Amy Kensler to tell you what she has seen. For each point you succeed by, place 1 resource on her. If you fail, she attacks you. If there are 2 resources on her, add her to the victory display. Okay. So we just have to do basically a 3. Well, we're going for 3 with intellect. So that's good. 3 is good. We could use Eye of Chaos, which kind of would stink, but I think it might be the right move to make sure we get at least 1 on her. Because most of that bag, I feel like, is higher stuff. I'm a little worried about that. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. All right. Let's do it. Let's use our intellect of 2 plus 1 is 3. Let's use this for 4. 4 against a 2 test. Certainly we can do this. -2. Thank goodness we did it that way. So. She gets a resource. Resource? She gets a resource on her. Alright. So my only issue now is I kind of have to go for it. Or we could draw a card, hopefully set up for the next turn. Well, we can go for it now. Let's go for it. So we're doing straight up 3 against 2. We need like a -1. Be good. Ugh, that's probably not good. Half the shelter value rounded up. No good. She does damage. So that's 1 to me. And I'm going to put the 1 mental on him since he can handle that. Oh wait, he can heal horror. So we're going to actually do that. All right, so that's that. Now, before we do anything else, enemy phase. I guess she attacks still, right? She's an enemy, so that makes sense. Stinks. So Lily's up to that. No other enemy, which is good. Let's refresh all of her stuff. This goes up to 6. We draw a card. We're getting ethereal form, which could be good. Could let us heal more. We can do this to heal damage. I have to remember that. All right, so Doom token. 1 on there. Bad card. All right, test 3 willpower. For each frost token you reveal during this test, take 1 horror. If you fail, take 2 horror. Do I want to throw away a card? Nah, we'll straight up test. 3 versus 3. Let's do it. The reason I don't feel so bad is because I can do this. So yeah, mine's 3. 2 horror. So I'm up to 4 horror. I'm not too worried about that though. Put that up there. All right. So first thing we're gonna do is do his secret thing. We're gonna heal 2 horror. All right. That's why I don't feel too bad about that. Right. I can handle that still a bit. My problem now is testing 3 versus this 2. I'm a little worried about it. I don't love it. Oh, I'm sorry. You know I should have done first. I'm sorry. I should have done this card first. Play only as your first action. I'm sorry. That should be my first action. Heal 1 damage. And then 2 damage instead if you drew a treachery this round. Which I did. So I healed 2 damage. Then draw a card. I'm sorry, I should have done that. And then next would have been to heal the horror. Clairvoyance. Alright, so I can investigate using willpower instead. Interesting. But what I can do is I can use this card, which I think I'm going to. So we're using intellect. 4 count against her 2. Let's go. Come on. Auto success. Wow. Nothing's broken, so that doesn't work. So we get that. That was the second resource. So she goes in the victory display. So we found 1 person. It's pretty sweet. I'm pretty happy with that. That was her last action. Sorry, I messed up. All right. Cool. I think that's as good of a start as we could have hoped for. So there are no enemies. Let us refresh. We go back up to 6 resources. We draw a card. We got treachery. You must either flip a discipline you control to its broken side. It cannot flip back this round, or take 1 damage and 1 horror. I'm actually going to do the damage horror thing, I think. Because again, I can heal. So I'm not too worried about that. That was my control. Okay, so now Doom counter goes up to 2 out of 5. That card. Polar Vortex. Attached to your location. Put that bad boy there. When you end your turn at the attached location, each card you control with health, including Investigator, takes 1 direct damage. At the end of the round, discard Polar Vortex. And that's fine. So we're leaving. We're leaving right away. Alright, actually, first thing I'm gonna do though is heal 2 horror with Professor William Dyer. I'm supposed to exhaust him. That's our first action. 1. So again, we're down to 1 damage, 1 horror, both out of 7. Feeling pretty good. Let's move to our next location. Let's go party with the penguins and the broad snowdrifts. And so this is a shroud of 1 against our 3. Let's just go for it. Let's just go for it. 3 intellect versus 1 shroud. See if we can get it. Frost token. Shoot. I have to remember. I think it's -1 and I draw again. So now it's a 2 versus a 1. I think that's what it is. Yeah, -1 and reveal another token. Okay, make sure. Okay. All right. So 2 versus a 1 shroud. Oh no. A 1 and a 1 versus or it's a 1-1 and an auto fail. Okay. Well, you know what? If I was gonna draw an auto fail, like that's probably the best time to do it. So whatever. All right. No enemies. So upkeep. Get your character ready. Let's flip our action tokens over. This is up to 7 resources. Withdraw a card. And it's the Tequil Lee. So if it is your turn, lose 1 action. Oh, sad. Otherwise, lose 1 action during your next turn. And then place this card on the bottom of the Tequil Lee deck. Alright, so it goes on the bottom. I have to sleeve all those cards. Oh, that's nice. It only does it once. So we lose our action. Flip that down. That's the end of the round. So now we get rid of Polar Vortex, right? At the end of the round, discard Polar Vortex. Cool. That's that. Start of the new phase or sequence, whatever. So we have 3 out of 5 Doom tokens on the Harsh Wind Blows. We get our back card. Abandon to Madness. Attach to the nearest possessed enemy and place 1 Doom token on the enemy. If there are none, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a possessed enemy. Draw it and attach Abandon to Madness to it. Shuffle the encounter deck. Increase the difficulty of fight, evade, or parlay with attached enemy by 1. So there are none out here. We're looking for possessed. There are none. If there are no possessed enemy in play, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a possessed enemy, draw it, and attach it to this. So, I don't understand, there are none. I guess it's because it's only supposed to be on the... It's a monster. Monster. Yeah. Alright, there are none. Interesting. Or did I mess up maybe? Hold on. So it's 1, 2. Uh-oh. Feel like we're missing cards. Holy cow. There were just so many random cards to keep track of. I feel like there should definitely be enemy cards for that. Do I not have that? Is that not a thing in my game? That would stink a lot. So I feel like I can only find 2 of these cards. Oh, there they are. They were under a deck that they shouldn't have been under. Oh well. Alright. Shuffle them in now. Only a slight screw up. And then, alright. We'll look through it. We'll get a possessed enemy out. We'll do a lost researcher. Throw them in. So they get spawned in any location, empty if able. Enter play with 1 Doom on it. Interesting. So it's kind of like the thing's got this Doom counter on it. We will put it on. Attach the nearest possessed enemy and place 1 Doom counter on the enemy. So there's going to get 2 on this, which is going to actually advance the stage. It's rough. Oh wait, is there another possessed enemy I should be picking instead? Yeah, let's not do Lost Researcher. Let's do Frenzied Explorer instead. Defeat and move each Doom on it to its location. After you successfully evade Frenzied Explorer by 2 or more, take control of 1. Alright. Well, no, that enters with 2 too. Let's not do that. Okay, so that's just going to advance our stage. That stinks a lot. Alright. So we're going to put this bad boy with 2 Doom on it here. Okay. Haha, thanks, man. I appreciate you stopping by and saying hi, though. Alright. So that gets 2 onto there. So that was our bad card. This means we advance our agenda, which stinks. As you journey through the glacial wilds, you stumble across a set of tracks in the snow leading farther from camp. You pause and investigate further. Were these tracks made by one of your missing team members or by something more monstrous? Choose a face-down encounter card beneath a location. Look at the other side of that card without resolving its effect. Then return it face down beneath that location. That's interesting. So again, we're getting a 5 doom threshold, but we gotta take care of this individual. So let's check our card that we have here to see if this is worth doing. Disappearing footprints. Actually, this is good because we can remove 1 frost token, which is nice. From our chaos bag, which might be worth it. I mean, we have to get clues anyway, right? Because we have to start dealing with this stuff. Okay. I will try, man. I appreciate it. Let's see what we got going on here. So, we can't evade. Flip it to its clue side. So we can get clues from him at least. Which is good. So actually it might be better just to go against that thing and start trying to get clues from it. I think we're going to do that. It's a 3. Oh, 3's rough right now. Whatever. Gotta do it. Alright, let's move. Or we just stack up on clues now. No. Let's go fight this thing. Alright, so we engage with it. Put it right there. Oops, put the 2 right there. Put us right there. We get to see Remnants Lake Camp. The 3 shroud. Remnants of Lake's Camp. 3 shroud with 3 clues on it. We can search for some supplies there if we want to. All right, we're engaged with the lost researcher. So we're testing 3 willpower or intellect. Actually, I'm really kind of curious about something for a second. I want to make sure something really fast. I want to make sure I have the right card out there, right? The right discipline card. I'm pretty sure. I wouldn't be that silly, right? Okay. All right. So 3 willpower, 3 intellect. Oh. All right. Let's throw away clarity of mind, so we get 1 more intellect. So we're up to 4 intellect. Trying to parlay with him against 3. 0. Oh, thank goodness. So this goes down to 1, and we gain a clue, which is really nice. That's pretty good. That's kind of I feel like the best we could have hoped for with that. So I'm pretty happy with that. If you succeed, take control of 1 doom on the lost researcher and flip it to its clue side. All right, cool. We have 1 clue now, which is great because we can check the bottom of that card. We were thinking about getting this card, but we'll do it if we have time. If we can only save 2 people, maybe we'll do that too. Because we'll see how that last thing goes. Because if we're getting these lost researchers and whatnot, they can start flying. All right, so we take a damage, and we take a mental health issue. And then we refresh because there's no other enemies. We get another resource, so we're up to 6, 7, 8. Draw a card. Beat Cop. I like that. Pretty happy with Beat Cop right now. Doom. The main agenda gets 1, and there's already 1 out there on the Lost Researcher, so 2 in total out of the 5. Let's check out our back card. Through the Ice. Attached to the nearest location without a copy of Through the Ice. Okay. As an additional cost for you to enter or leave, you have to test 2 agility. If you fail, cancel the effects of the move, take 1 damage, 1 horror. Alright, so we're going to put this... Ooh. So nearest location without a copy on it. I don't love it going to snowdrifts, but Yeah. Well, we're gonna put it down here for now. We'll deal with that when the time comes. All right, so that was our back card. We're all set. Good to go. We got a parlay, right? We got a parlay with this thing. Bu- 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 bu. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw a card. All right, second wind. So that's for heals. Feel pretty good with that. All right, so what we're gonna do with the second card, we're gonna use this card for its willpower. Or I'm sorry, yeah, it's willpower. So our willpower is now 4. We're gonna parlay against this. Hopefully this is the last one. Hopefully we get it. Come on, give it to me. +1. Holy cow, there's one of them in there. All right, so that's 1 doom removed, 1 clue gained. Best part is, if he has no doom on it, we discard that card. Oh, shoot. Put the fight, invade, or parlay. Oh my god, I screwed up. I forgot this stupid attached card. Alright. Hold on. I don't remember if I beat it by enough the first time. I actually completely forgot if I beat it by enough. I feel like I didn't. Forgot if I beat it by enough. Hold on. Let's mute that. Let me go back and look at my own stream. Unless chat remembers. This is the one thing nice about YouTube is that everything gets DVR'd basically. So let's look back. I can't believe I forgot about that stupid card. Alright, so it was a 0 I pulled. Did I use a card? Three. I used clairvoyance. That would have been 4. Parlaying against 4. I pulled a 0. Alright, cool. So it actually worked both times, even though I screwed up. I did it right. So we get rid of the Lost Researcher. We get rid of Abandon to the Mines, which is sweet. And we have 2 clues now, which is even cooler. Because now we can use one of those clues to check at the bottom of that card. It does not cost an action, so we'll use one of the clues. Check out the card underneath. Please be someone we need. Nope. Dead end. Ooh. There is nothing here but ice and snow and no sign of any missing team members. Frustrated, you turn back. You won't find it anymore. Add this story card to the victory display. Remove 1 frost token from the bag. Alright, cool. Oops. 1 frost token removed. Alright, last thing we're going to do is we're going to add Beat Cop, because we can have another ally, since we still have an ally spot. So we might as well add Beat Cop. He costs 4. Down to 4. 4 out of 4. Or 4 out of 8 used. So we have Beat Cop. We can do a little more damage. Kind of nice. And those are all our actions. There are no enemies on the board. Still. Yes, still. And we refresh our turn. We go from 4 resources up to 5. And we're going to draw a card. Spectral Razor. Lets us attack stronger. That's good. We have 1 more Doom token to the Chill of the Night. Now that's up to 2, and we got rid of the other one, so 2 out of 5 still. Bad card time. Ice Shaft. Test 3 agility. For each frost token you reveal during stay, take 1 damage. If you fail, take 2 damage. So I have 3. I'm going to use this ethereal... Oh, no, wait. Can I? I don't know if I can use ethereal form here. Yeah, whatever. We won't do it right now. No, I feel like you can use an event card whenever you want, right? I don't know if that's right or not. Somebody should let me know. But I'm pretty sure I can. I don't know, it talks about enemies and stuff. Never mind. Alright, so we'll test 3 versus our 3. -1, we fail. So take 2 damage. We're up to 4 out of 7. Not great. Not great. And that card goes up there. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to get our heal card out. So we're going to play our first card, which is Second Wind. For our first action. Costs 1 resource. Heal 2, but we heal... Or I'm sorry, we heal 1, but we dealt a treachery, or got a treachery. So 2 damage instead of 1 if you drew a treachery this round. So we're back down to 2 out of 7 damage. And then we draw a card. Arcane Studies. I like it. I like that. So we're actually going to put Arcane Studies into play. A great asset card, costs 2, so we're down to 2 resources. Basically, we spend resources to get extra willpower or intellect, whatever we choose. It's huge. I like that a lot. So we can start trying to gain resources, which is fun. We can go up here to get our Shroud up, which might be good. Try to find somebody. So we know they're not there. There's a bunch over there. We can go up here and check this area out. So let's move. Go up to Icy Waters. And then we are done. All right. So there are no enemies in play. So we refresh our stuff. We go up to 3 resources. Draw one of our cards. Get a Perception. That's great. Doom counter goes up to 3 out of 5. And we get our back card. Polar Mirage. Attach to the nearest location with at least 1 clue and without a copy of Polar Mirage. After you discover or take control of 1 or more clues at the attached location, discard each non-weakness card in your hand. Alright, so we're going to put this actually on Precarious Ice Sheet. And the reason being is I'm probably not going to take clues from there. So that's why I don't mind putting it there. Alrighty, let's do Professor Dyer at first. We're going to heal this 2 horror off. So we only have 2 damage, 0 horror right now. That was our first action. Our second action. Oops. Should have taken one of his secrets off and exhausted them. Our next action is going to be to investigate this with our 3 intellect. We're going to spend 1 of our resources to use Arcane Studies. So now we get 4 intellect against 2 shroud. So 4 against 2. 0. Perfect. Draw a clue. We're up to 2 clues now. I feel like we should do it one more time. Well, you know what we can do? No, yeah, we're gonna do it one more time. We're gonna do it. Find a clue, 2 shroud on that. We're gonna use Arcane Studies once again. We're down to 1 resource. So we are doing a 4 versus a 2 shroud. -1, perfect. We're up to 3 clues now. So now at least we have clues to check that. Check where we are, check Icebreaker Landing, and then get over to Barrier Camp, hopefully, is the rough idea. No enemies anywhere. Alright, so we got that. We refreshed our tokens, we get another resource. Check out our player card. Fearless. If the skill test is successful, heal 1 horror. That's always a good sign. Alright, total doom count is 4 out of 5 we're up to now. Alright. Get our back card. Put 0 visibility into play in your threat area. As an additional cost for you to leave the location with a treachery attached to it, you must spend 1 action. At the end of your turn, test 2 agility. If you succeed, discard this. Okay. So that's good. Good to know. That kind of stinks a lot. So what has a threat or a treachery? This has a treachery. A sheet of ice thing. That's all right, because we're probably not going to go that way. Probably going to go this way around, right? Makes the most sense. Let me just make sure I'm not reading this map wrong or anything. I'm not. Good. All right, so we have 3 clues. So we'll do first clue where we are. See what we get here. See something good. Nope. It might not be bad, but it's not good. You come across evidence of one of your lost companions abandoned and half buried in snow. Tons of scrap from heavy fur coat and a pair of goggles. Examining the goggles closely yields a terrifying discovery. A dark, sticky substance that you cannot for the life of you identify. Search the top 9 cards of your deck for each copy of Takali Ali and place each one you find at the bottom of the Taki Ali deck and shuffle your deck. Alright, so it's top 9 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're looking for these treachery cards. Taki Ali. There's 1. There's 2. Ooh, there's 2 in there. So they get this card. That's cool. For that. And then we have to shuffle our deck, and then we add this card to the victory display. So that's over there now. We'll check out Icebreaker Landing. Oh, okay. That's fine. We'll check out Icebreaker Landing, and then we'll kind of scoot all the way over to the other side of the game. Assuming we have to. Okay. First action, because we don't have to use an action. It's one of those free action things to draw the encounter card beneath your location. So we will go over here. We will use our free action, use one of our clues. Check out this bottom card. Hopefully it's something good. All right, sweet. Avery Claypool. So he does 2 damage and 1 mental. Oof. So Parlay is a 5. Willpower Intellect. Oh no. All right, so Parlay, test 5. If to get him to stop babbling nonsense. If you succeed, place 1 resource on him. If you fail, he attacks you. If there are 1 resources on him, add him to... Oh, okay, so we just have to succeed once. Okay. Well, we have a double. We can do this, and maybe... Huh. All right, so we have an innate 3, 4, 5, 6. I almost want to draw another card. Oh wait, we could. No, because we have to get a intellect card. You know, let's do it. Let's draw 1 card. Nope, not what we need. Or not intellect. We need willpower. No, yeah, intellect. I'm sorry. The Holy Rosary is a good card too. All right, let's go all out. Let's try for this. So we're using a double of perception. So that brings our intellect up to 5. We're doing 1 resource. It's up to 6. So 6 against his 5 test. This is big. We need this. Come on. Uh-oh. HUD. 2. Shuffle the top card of the Taki Ali encounter deck into your... Oh. Alright, so we failed. Which that stinks. If you fail, he attacks you. Okay. We'll take this Taki Ali whatever card deck. Shuffle it. Okay. Shoot. I can't believe we lost that. Alright, so we're going to take 2 damage. Oh, I can't believe we did that. That stinks a lot. Part of me wants to just straight up attack him and take him out. That's... I don't want to lose him. Alright, so 2 damage. Oh, we're going to get a lot of hurting. And 1 mental. So we have 4 out of 7 damage. That's not great. He's going to attack us normally. Oh... Gosh, okay. Okay. Alright, well, he's gonna attack us. He's our enemy. 6. I'm up to 6 out of 7 damage. And our mental was up. Alright, we get a resource. We get to put up our tokens. We draw a card. Overpower. Oh, we need. Oh, that's tough. We might have to take out Avery. That really stinks, but it's kind of where we're at. All right, so at the end, we test the 2 agility to try to get rid of 0 visibility. We're just doing 2 against our 3. If you fail, oh my god, we Yeah, let me take another one of these bad cards. Alright, this is going downhill pretty fast right here. I'm getting a little worried about this. Because we're not even good at running away. That's our other problem. We're like incredibly bad at running away. Alright, this is also going to advance the agenda too. Gosh, we really need to get that one. Actually, let me look up. I want to look up a rule really quick with attack of opportunity. I don't know if we can play a card with attack of opportunity. Alright, each time investigator engage blah blah blah. Yeah, that's good. Okay, cool. So, Doom is 5 out of 5, so that advances. Let's see what it says. As you journey through the glacial wilds, you stumble across a set of tracks of snow leading further into the base, or further from the camp. You pause and investigate. Were these tracks made by one of your missing team members, or maybe something more monstrous? Choose a face-down encounter card beneath the location and look at it. I'm gonna look at the super far away one, Frigid Caves. It's Bloody Encounter. So that could be good. Alrighty. Oh, and then we get our back card. Test 3. Test 3 willpower. Do I have 3? We'll test up 3. -4. Take 2 horror. Things aren't going well. Things are not going well at all, let me tell you. So here's my issue with Avery. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can do a willpower test of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 against 5. We kind of need it to win. I think we do it. I think we go for it. Actually, we might even use Holy Rosary too. Do we use Holy Rosary? Yeah, I'm going to go all out on this. I need to succeed in parlay with him. So, we are base to 3 willpower. We use Arcane Study, so we're up to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 against his 5. Big. Come on, come on, come on, come on. 8 against his 5. -1, perfect. We have saved him. We have saved him. That is a lot of stress. Oh, this was actually a test against 2, but I don't think we succeeded. Alright, let us exhaust Dire, do this. We heal 2 horror. Just nice. The problem is we need to heal our life. We're just not there yet. We have no real way to heal either. I got rid of that card. It's not great. Don't like sitting at 6 damage, but we do have a cop that can take some damage for us. That is something at least. So let's use our one last action to move and start working our way back over to Barrier Camp, because we know the cards either here. We know the cards either at Barrier Camp, Rocky Crags, or Crystalline Cavern, which we kind of have to move in this circle anyway. Frigid Cave we know is a different card, so we don't have to worry about that as much, but we can come back around and deal with this because we have to get back there. We have 2 out of the 3. It's not bad. Just saying, it's not bad. There are no enemies out on the board, so we don't have to worry anything about that. We refresh our tokens to do stuff. We get 1 resource. Our card is a machete. Excuse me. I should also mention, I completely forgot, that I have 5 XP that I did not spend yet. I'm actually gonna wait till after this game to spend it. I felt like my deck was doing all right. All right, so that was that. New round. We're gonna test the 0 visibility. -4. Okay. Doom. Onto this. Oh, I didn't read this card either. The storm grows closer, and with it looming in the sky, that damnable sound returns. It haunts you with its presence, worming its way into your mind. Is it the cause of this folly, this madness? 1 Doom counter on that. Back card. Attach to your location. When you end your turn at the attached location, each card starts doing damage. We discard it when we're done. So it's the polar vortex, but we're not going to be there, so we don't have to worry about that. Alrighty. First action, we're going to move. We're going to move to this barrier camp. Oh, wait. We can't. We can't because we need clues. That's what we didn't think about. Shoot. I'm so used to it because I already explored all of this. We need more clues. That's our problem. Is there a way to get around it? We could go through the perilous sheet of ice and come around? But we still need a clue to investigate there. So we still need some, that's for sure. We have one clue. Oh, I did not think that went through. Do we go back to the icebreaker landing? That's a 2 shroud. Oh shoot, I really didn't think that went through. So our first action. I mean, we can work our way over here to Rocky Crags, work our way up. And at least we can get there because we have the one clue. Maybe it's just worth trying to do that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just hope it's not a barrier camp. We're going to work down the precarious sheet of ice. So this has a polar mirage on it. It only... We're not going to do the clue thing, so we don't have to worry about that. All right, next we go to the crash site. And then after this, we go to the treacherous pass. Oh, wait. I should have went... Sorry, I should have went straight across. I can't read all these token things on it. All right, so we were here. So that's first move was the precarious ice sheet. Next was to here. That should have a thing. I just forgot one here. Okay. So it's got a 2 shroud and we can get 1 clue on it. We might as well do that, right? We have one action left. So we can do 3... Spend a resource, was up to 4 against a shroud of 2. All right. Hopefully there's not too much confusion there. 4 against 2. -1. Perfect. Get a clue. I like it. That's the end of us. So, with all that being said, we got to start to hustle back down too. So we're literally going to probably check this card and then hustle all the way down. And hopefully not fall through ice. That would stink. Yeah, okay. And I need to heal. That's what I really need. There are no enemies, so we refresh our tokens. We get another resource. We get our card. Unexpected courage. Huge. Okay, that's a good card to get. Doom counter goes up to 2 out of 6. And bad card, yep. Place 1 Doom on the current agenda. Ooh. Now up to 3 out of 6. A rough card to get. Alright. First move, let's move over to the Rocky Crags with spend 1 clue, which we do. Should we get there? 2 clues go on. You know what I just thought of too. I don't know how well I can fight the next thing or whatever it is. That's my only other worry too. Well, let's see what it is. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's spend our last clue. See what this card is underneath. Nope. To your relief, you come across one of your missing team members, but they are not themselves. Their eyes are glazed over, their expression dazed and lost. A murky, slimy substance drips from their face and trickles into the ice below. When you finally manage to get through to them, they wipe their strange, icky plasma or miasma from their face, staining their cheeks black. What was I doing? They ask. Choose a possessed enemy in play that does not have an elite trait. Take control of each doom on that enemy, flipping them over to your clue side. Discard the chosen enemy. Add the story to the counter. That means the card's there. And I need 4 clues they got there, which is frankly just not going to happen. There's no way. So that stinks. So we're going to go down to Treacherous Path. We're going to go down to Crash Site. And we're just going to work our way down. Gotta get back to our camp. That's the end of us. There are no enemies on play. We refresh our tokens. We get 3, or we're up to 3 resources. We draw a card. Okay. Discard an asset you control. Place Taki on bottom on the other deck. An asset. We'll get rid of Beat Cop, which stinks a lot. Stinks a lot. But, oh well. Alright, 4 Doom out of 6 is on the agenda. Not great. Bad card. Attached to the nearest location with at least 1 clue on it without a copy of Polar Mirage. Oh, shoot. That's going to go on Frozen Shores. After you discover a clue. We're not going to discover a clue, so we don't have to worry about that. We have to do 0 visibility. 2 against our 3. 0. Okay, cool. It's cool. Because that did, when you leave a location with at least 1 treachery attached to it, you must spend 1 action. Oh, shoot. I don't think I did it there. So I kind of screwed up on that again. That 0 visibility should have messed up this 1 card. Polar Vortex over there was behind us. So that shouldn't have affected us. My bad. Should probably be behind, like, action. So what I can do is, to catch up, I'm just going to get rid of 1 action because I think I should have used it before. Just call that fair. So, for first action, we're going to go to the Frozen Shores. Our next action, we're going to enter through the ice. Now, we're going through where the penguins are, broad snowdrifts. So through the ice, we have to test 2 agility. I'm a little worried. A little worried. We have 3. Use a double. We're up to 5. 5 against 2. We should hopefully succeed. 0. Okay. So it stays, but we don't take any damage, which is good. All we have to do is move 1 more spot. That's all we have to do. Refresh your tokens. There's still no enemies on play. We go up to 4 resources. We draw a card. Meditative Trance, which is interesting. 5 out of 6 Doom. And our bad card. Place 1 Doom on the current agenda. That goes up to 6. Ugh, hopefully it doesn't screw us up too much. Alright. As the night ends, the storm arrives in its full ferocity. Raging icy winds and dense snowfall make your task impossible. You'll never find the remaining team members in these conditions. And even if you did, a hard lump of guilt and despair forms in your throat. There's no way you would survive in this. They would survive in the storm, not without supplies or shelter. That you are forced to choose between. Wait, that's a weird sentence. That you are forced to choose between your life and theirs is a burden you will surely carry with you for the rest of your life, and you'll be lucky if that's more than a couple of days. Each remaining investigator is defeated and suffers 1 mental trauma. Sad. Alright, so we get a mental trauma. Where was just... oh, it's the same ending. Okay. Alrighty, so that's our ending. We get a mental trauma. So I guess that's a win, because it would have ended the same, but we get a mental trauma. We were 1 round away. Just out of curiosity. We would have had to pull 3 against a 2. Now we got a HUD, so that would have been poorly for us too. All right, here we go. Do not read. So, no resolution. As the night ends, the storm arrives in its full ferocity. Raging ice winds and dense snowfall make your task impossible. You'll never find the remaining team members in these conditions, and even if you did, a hard lump. Oh wait, we literally just read that in the back of that card. All right, it is clear that something compelled your teammates to venture away from the safety of your camp. Something alien and mysterious. Something that defies your understanding of Antarctica. None of those who wandered off remember why they did so or what they were doing. It is almost as if their memories were wiped clean, or perhaps they were conscious, or perhaps their consciousness was supplanted by another. In any event, they seem to have recovered. You mourn those you've lost and prepare for the day ahead. Rest or no rest, you have only 1 chance if you are to survive. Each investigator equals experience equal to the victory display, which is literally none. Oh no, we get one for each person we rescued, so we're up to 2. Yeah, there is not a lot of chance for victory. This was the other guy, right? No, wait, that wasn't it? Oh, they were under barrier camp. Oh, it was Cookie too. Oh, it was that parlay with fighting. I would have been able to do that. That's rough. All right. In the expedition team section of the campaign log, record any amount of damage and horror on each partner asset in play. Dyer has none. Find each enemy in the victory display whose title matches a character who is not crossed off in the expedition team. These characters have been rescued. Cross off MIA next to those characters' names. Each missing team member who is not found surely could not have survived the night. They're no good. No good. Okay. Checkpoint 2, the attack. Ooh. Ooh. All right. So let's see. The attack 1. You barely have... Oh, man. You barely have time to rest before the sound of something erupting out of the ground nearby shakes you to your core. Massive tremors follow, sending cracks through the ice all around you. Then that noise. That insidious piping. The Kali Ali Katekila. Nailed it. Whatever those creatures you encountered earlier, you are sure they come under the ice. Breaking and sweeping through to reach the surface, they must somehow live deep under the glacier crust of Antarctica. These quakes can only mean one thing. Your imagination stirs with visions of these monsters bursting forth all around you, creeping into your eyes and mouth and controlling you. That's sad. It is clear you aren't safe here any longer. We must decide. Run for your lives. You will skip the next part of the scenario. Proceed to attack 2. Stand and fight. Oh. You will play the next part of the scenario. Skip to attack 3 if you wish to do so immediately, or attack 4 if you wish to break and proceed the next time you play. Well, I kind of need to take a break because I can't do the next one tonight. Alright, so let's decide. Do we run for your lives? Or do we attack? What's interesting is you have to stand and fight. It's 4. Or we could just go to the interlude, which is a restful night. Okay, that's interesting. Do we want to fight or not? So it's gonna be a whole nother scenario. Could be good, could be bad. Or we go to an interlude. I mean, I feel like half my build is like being able to fight, right? Like Lily Chen is good at fighting, so I feel like we should stand and fight. So I think we will do that next time. So you decided to fight off the attacking creatures. In the Ice and Death section of the campaign, under locations revealed, record each location you have revealed. And then claim up the game as normal. And then when you're ready, begin at Ice and Death Part 3. And we'll do it. We'll do that next. Yeah, so that's the end of that. I'm excited for the next time. I think it just makes sense to fight next time. Can you win the fight? I don't know. I assume so. Hopefully you don't start with the same damage. I assume not. I don't think you do. Yeah. So it's a whole nother scenario that I have to play. But I think I can, because I started with a base fight at 4. I didn't get the cards this time, but I had, wow, 3 treachery cards at the bottom of my deck. I have Dragon Pole, which helps a lot. I feel like I did not get some of the cards I needed, but Dragon Pole helps a lot. We'd be able to do damage. Again, we have Beat Cop, which would be able to do the damage a lot. And the next ally I can use, even though Cookie is now gone, which stinks. Poor Cookie. One of them's got to be a fight one, right? Oh wait, these are not the right cards. Well, Cookie is the fight one, so that stings. We can heal. Oh, well, we can use Alaya to use Evade, which could be good. in case I do need to run away or whatever. Yeah, I think we're gonna stand and fight next round. I think that's gonna be the play. So we'll see how that goes. We will be doing this again next Sunday after Christmas, right? After Christmas. Like I said, the stream will probably look a little bit different. We'll decide if we do it that stream or the following week. But yeah, that is that. That was a fine scenario. I kind of like the idea of hiding it. It just stinks that really what I should have done the first scenario, now looking back, is just explore as much as possible. But unfortunately, yeah, fortunately, it's just what it is. So, yeah, I think it was pretty good. I'm sure I missed some rules. I'm sure people will catch different things. As always, put them in the comments, let people know. Because even looking at it now, I feel like there's one or two things I missed, but oh well. But yeah, it was an alright scenario. It's kind of weird that you just keep setting up the same map. It looks like you set this map again, so now it's 3 scenarios in a row with the same map. I guess it kind of makes sense, but I don't know. I don't love that right now, so we'll see what the future holds out. But all right, well, Living Card Gamer, I appreciate you stopping by. Tari, I appreciate you stopping by as well. And we'll spend some XP too in between and level up some of our cards too. Maybe that will help as well, because we should have a few. So, all right, well, take care, everyone. I appreciate it. And I will be back, what's today, Sunday? So I plan to stream definitely Tuesday, maybe tomorrow. I haven't decided. I should probably stream tomorrow. I'll stream tomorrow. I take it back. I'll stream tomorrow. I'll stream tomorrow. Probably be like Marvel Champions or something like that. Take care. I'll see you all next time.